everybody, my name is Kim Schoen and I am a beauty influencer for Farmacy. And my first video was all about sharing versus selling, and in that video I talked to you a little bit about consistency and how that comes into play. Today my entire video is going to be on consistency and how it is truly key to growing your business, okay? So consistency is key. What is consistency? Consistency is doing something over and over in sort of the same way to create a routine, right? In order to consistently do something over and over, to always be there every day and work at that thing, you have to have motivation. And this is the big M word, right? For so many of us. Motivation. Sometimes we just don't have it. I get it. I've been there. I struggle with it myself. I really do, especially in the winter. I suffer from seasonal depression and just really depression in general. And that really causes a struggle in my business if I'm not on top of it and I don't have something to turn to when those darker periods, those sadder times come around, okay? Because the first thing to go out the door is my motivation, okay? In order for you to keep your motivation going through even your toughest times, you have to have some self-discipline, okay? You have to have that. In order to have your self-discipline, you have to have a routine that you can be disciplined to do, okay? So I'm going to use an example for you. We're going to talk about farmers. I could talk about sports because in order for you to do a sport, you have to have, right, discipline, you have to have motivation, you have to keep consistent in practice. But even though I'm wearing a Cubs shirt right now, sports are not my biggest thing. I would rather garden. So we're going to talk about farming, okay? Now, farmers have to stay consistent. They have to be self-disciplined to wake up every day and put on those overalls and get out there in the field, tend to their animals, tend to their plants. You have to do the watering, you have to do the planting, you have to do the things, or you don't have a farm. You don't produce vegetables, or your animals don't stay alive. Whatever it is that farmer is trying to maintain at their farm, it's not going to happen unless they wake up every day and motivated and self-disciplined to get those things done, those jobs done, okay? So in order for that farmer to be able to keep that job going, he has to have a list, he has to have a routine, he has to have a how is it going to get done, okay? So in order for you to have motivation, you have to have a how. That's the first thing. For this, your how is going to be different from the next person's, okay? Your how is how it's going to work for you, okay? Your routine will not look like a person's routine who has been doing this for the past 6 months, or who has been in direct sales for 20 years. It's going to differ. So this is where direct sales gets to be a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating. That's the word I'm looking for. It gets to be a little intimidating for people who are brand new, coming in and trying this for their very first time, because they're comparing their journey and their routine with somebody else's. But when you are just starting out in direct sales, your main focus is to get the seeds planted, just like a farmer, okay? You're a farmer in that field. You have a freshly plowed field and nothing's going on there. It's a blank slate, a beautiful blank slate. It's up to you to get those plants in the ground, to water them every day, and to do the things to keep them growing so that you eventually produce and harvest those vegetables, okay? Now, if you're not getting my analogy yet, those vegetables are your customers, right? Those vegetables are your sales. So you have to make the friendships. You have to make the connections. You have to build relationships. Once you make the friendships, it doesn't just end with a friendship. a little click on Facebook that says, yay, now we're friends. It doesn't end there, guys. In order for people to take that to the next step and buy from you and make that sale or join your team or whatever it is, you have to build a relationship. You have to do some work. You have to nurture that seed, okay? So water that seed, put into the relationship, okay? It's not a one-sided thing, right? We know friendships, relationships take work, it takes time, and eventually you build trust and you build a great relationship to where that plant is going to sprout and grow and bloom, and it's going to be beautiful, okay? But it takes a lot of work in order to do that. The other thing you need besides your routine is you need a why, okay? So your routine was your how, the things you're going to do to get the information out there and to make the friends and to eventually get the sales, but you also need a why. This is huge. This is your reason why you do this. This is your reason for waking up and getting out there and putting those overalls on, right? Why are you a farmer? You're trying to feed your family, you know, you're trying to make money to make ends meet. Whatever your reason is, you know, farming is your passion. Whatever your reason is for doing this business here with pharmacy, that's your why. And sometimes it takes a minute of reflection. Sometimes it takes a lot more than a minute of reflection. Sometimes it takes several reflections for you to really figure out what that why is. And be true to yourself. Be honest. Because there's been a time in my past where I thought it was one thing and it was really something else. So take your time and really think about what is driving you to want to succeed in this business. So what is it that you're hoping to get from it? Who is this business for? Is it for you? Is it for your family? Or is it a little bit of both? Why are you doing this? That right there is something you need to wake up every day and have that in the, not even the back of your mind, it needs to be in the front of your mind. So in front of your mind, you may want to even put it on your mirror or post it up on your wall somewhere and have it in a place that you see it every day, because you're gonna wake up and you're gonna wanna think about that why before you start doing the how, right? That why gets you to the how. So wake up every day and think about what's my reason for doing this? Why do I need to work today? Why do I need to plant those seeds? Why do I need to build those relationships? What am I doing? And why am I doing it? And then you can work on the how, okay? So once you have those things in place, it makes consistency so much easier because it's a plan. It's something to fall back on. We can't always, there's very few people I know in this world that can be consistent at something. It's a really hard thing. This is why there's video after video after video, if you look on YouTube, about consistency, because it's tricky. It is tough. It is not easy for everybody. And I'm sitting here preaching all this to you, and I will admit to you that it is one of my biggest struggles as well, okay? But when I need to fall back on something, this has really helped me in those times where I am struggling on keeping my business consistent, okay? Consistency is really going to help you to grow your business. So just make sure you have your why and you have your how and you have something to fall back on. And then the rest is up to you, and you have your team for encouragement. We're always here to help you when you feel like you need a little boost or a nice gentle kick in the butt. However you are motivated, it always helps to link arms with somebody and have somebody there to help hold you accountable. All right, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any other video ideas you'd like me to do for you. I'm always happy to help. I'll talk to y'all later.